Now, Trump's on track to be the Republican nominee, and his chances of a second term improving every day that the party coalesces behind him. That means Democrats and the media need a plan D. Impeachments, indictments, and ballot stripping not working. So now they're just going to institutionalize them.
Donald Trump is truly confused about who Nikki Haley is. Thinks somehow that she was in charge of security at the Capitol on January 6th, clearly confusing her with Nancy Pelosi.
Joe Biden's doing just fine. We're talking about the fact that time and time again, Donald Trump, who's obviously, as Ron DeSantis said, lost more than a step, and as Nikki Haley says, is really confused up there.
So Trump called Nancy Nikki, and now they're ready to invoke the 25th. But Trump says he's sharper than ever. He took a test to prove it.
I did say, what about a cognitive test? He said, well, it's not that easy. I said, well, is it a hard test? It can be hard. I said, look, I got to take it because I got to shut it up. And I took it, and I aced it. And let me tell you, they always show you the first one, like a giraffe, a tiger, or this, or that, a whale. I guarantee you Biden couldn't get by number 3. I think he'd probably get the whale.
Voters can judge for themselves. Only 28% say Biden's mentally fit. 47% say the same for Trump. Our very own stupid son of a bitch, Peter Doocy, asked Binder about it today. Listen.
Well, let's see. Green, why do you think it is that more and more people polled feel like over time President Biden is getting less and less mentally sharp?
Which poll is this?
ABC has President Biden's rating for health since May down 5 points and for mental sharpness down 4 points.
I have to say that's a little confusing for me.
I think everything's confusing for Binder. Andrew Yang is a former presidential candidate and Forward Party co-chair. So, Yang, what are you doing here in New Hampshire?
I'm supporting my guy, Dean Phillips, who's trying to upgrade from Joe Biden in the Democratic Party. I'm someone who thinks that we need to move on from the battle of the 80-year-olds. Dean is a spry, 55 years old, plays hockey, CEO of Talenti Gelato. Let's go.
So you're a Dean guy. Let's go. You debated Joe Biden. Have you noticed a difference in his performance?
I haven't been around him personally up close, but I've been talking to folks, and they've noticed a decline.
In what way?
Oh, they say that, he's not as energetic, that he sometimes seems to lose concentration and focus. And the fact is that the guy's 81 years old. He would have to be highly unusual not to be experiencing something that's very, very natural. Most Americans want to turn the page from both Biden and Trump. 70% of Americans say they'd like to see a different generation take hold.
Even though Trump said he aced his cognitive tests.
Again, we're talking about two guys who are near 80.
Whale, lion. Aced him. He said aced multiple. He didn't think Biden could even get whale.
I'm here saying that neither of these guys is what we need in 2025 to 2028 to actually solve the problems of this era that are getting rougher and more complex all the time, including closing the border or enforcing the border in a way that makes sense to most Americans.
So you're just a normal, rational, reasonable problem solver, and you find that there's no place for you in the Democrat Party.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are finding the same thing, and that's one reason why so many independents now are trying to figure out where they stand. I think Dean Phillips can unify the country because he wants to have a nonpartisan, bipartisan cabinet. He wants to bring people together across party lines, and I personally would love to see it. I'm here for it.
All right, he's here for it, and he's here for Primetime, his favorite show on Fox News. He didn't tell me that at all. I just made that up.
It's either you guys or Gutfeld. I don't know.
Thanks, gang.